Hello there, World of Tankers. I'm Blitz, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about ratings battles. Real quick before I do get into this video, if you're not subscribed already, please make sure to do so, as it does help out the channel so much. So make sure to click that red button down below. Of course, if you like my content and you learn a lot from it, please make sure to do so. If you don't like it, well, then you don't need to subscribe at all. But we're so close to 10,000, and I'm going to try and get a giveaway done. So the closer we get to 10,000, the closer, hopefully, we do get to a giveaway. So make sure to subscribe to the channel, as it does help it out so much, and let me know what you think about this video in the comments down below. Now, as many of you know, the IS-6 Fearless has come into the ratings. So if you score within the top 10, you get it guaranteed. If you score within the top 100, you get certificates ranging from like 10 to 80, where if you manage to collect 100 after the number of seasons that you play, you will get the tank as well. And the IS-6 Fearless isn't a great tank in its own, but it's brought me into ratings, because I never really played ratings before. I don't really care about the camouflage. I don't care about getting a good rating score, because I know I'm already a good player, so there's no point for me. But the IS-6 Fearless is a tank that I don't have. I know it's not necessarily a great tank, because my IS-6 can do everything that the Fearless can, but it's just the ideology that I'm getting another tank in my garage that I currently don't own, so I want to get it, because I am a tank collector. So I have started playing ratings, and while I've been playing ratings, I have been experiencing a lot of rage. And I don't rage a lot. I do make my rant videos every now and then, but when I'm actually playing games, I don't rage a crazy amount in normal games because I don't care. It doesn't affect anything. But when I'm playing ratings, it actually does affect me, because I'm either going down or up in points. And while I've been playing ratings recently, I've noticed that the teams just absolutely suck. There's either one team that's really good, and you either have it, or the enemy team either has it, and the other team that's okay, maybe, gets completely steamrolled by the good team, or the other way around, both teams suck, and you just can't do anything because one of the teams really quickly dies. And I find it amazing that you can have really bad teams in ratings, judging that I'm at 5,500 points, I'm almost at 5,600, and the fact that I can be that high up in points and still have teammates that are below 50% is amazing to me. And you know, I was thinking about it, and the first big reason why that really is possible is because of the excessive premium spam in Tier 8 ratings. Now, Tier 10 is a little different, but then you just move into the T92 and Sheridan category. I'm not going to divulge into that too much in this video, because we already know that the T92 and Sheridan are kind of ruining ratings. They're just spamming missiles across the map, and I personally don't play Tier 10 ratings just because I don't want to deal with the Sheridan spam. So I play Tier 8 because while you do play against the T92 occasionally, I'd say about 75% of the time, because a lot of other people are playing Tier 8s, I usually only play against Tier 8 opponents. But the issue at Tier 8 is the excessive premium spam. In my opinion, you should not be able to run premiums at all in ratings. It's not fair, because you can be a 40%er and buy a WZ-120 and turn into a 55%er. And you might be decent at the game, but you can play a non-premium and do really bad, because there's just so many premium tanks. When I don't run an overpowered tank, because I'm not a huge fan of overpowered tanks, I don't find them that fun to run because there's not much skill. But in ratings, I am forced to run a tank like my Defender Mark 1 constantly. It's my most played tank, because I have to run a tank where I'm able to get damage out, able to get experience out, and help my team. And if I'm running a tech tree tank, let's say like the WZ-110, sure, I can do decent, but an Object 252 will steamroll me every single day. It does more damage than me, it's got more armor, it's just a way better tank, because of course it is a premium. And there is the constant spam of 252s lately because of the tank being so cheap. There are at least 4 Object 252s in pretty much every single ratings game I've played at Tier 8 lately. There is always one on either team, and it's not really fair to people that aren't playing overpowered premiums, because they want to get a good rating, and you could be a great player and run a non-overpowered tank and do really bad in ratings. And I find that completely unfair, that people that have less than 50% win rates are rated so high just because they're spamming tanks like the Smasher, Dracula, WZ-120, even the Progetto 46 is a tank that a lot of people spam. And I find myself spamming overpowered premiums because you can't do well unless you're running them. So the first thing should be no premium tanks in ratings allowed. It would definitely fix that bad players are getting such high ratings, and that's what's causing your teams to really just fall apart so quickly, is because if you're up against a team that has actually skilled players and your team just gets unlucky because you get the people that spam the premiums, Well, the enemy team is easily going to kill your team because, of course, while you might be in an overpowered tank, the enemy team knows how to pen you, knows how to take you out, and you'll be dead. And that's usually what happens when your team gets steamrolled, is the enemy team knows what they're doing and your team doesn't. One guy, I was playing ratings, and one of my Luvas said go left, and literally everybody said affirmative and went to the right. Now that's either because they're all illiterate or they don't know their left and rights. So I have no clue how you can say affirmative something and then go the other way. And then that Luva, who I thought was a little bit smart because he actually said to go the right way, drove right into the enemies. After he saw they were spotted, drove into them and died. And I'm like, well, how does that make sense? How can you do that? So I wanted to make this sort of rant video because I don't understand how ratings teams can be so one-sided and just completely fall apart within seconds of the match starting. And while that is annoying, that is not my biggest issue. The biggest issue for me is the way they give you points in the first place. The whole system, the AI that does it, is the most annoying thing for me. And that's because when you're playing ratings, and let's say my team does bad and I do best on team, well, I can do 4,000 damage and still go down, let's say, 1 point. Now, how can you do 4,000 damage on your team and have everybody else do less than 1,000 damage and still go down points? That is what I don't understand. And then I'll play a game where I do 2,500 damage, and I guess I bounced a couple shells and I've been in the front line, but I die first, and I'm not even top score, and yet I go up a point. I have no clue how the rating system works on it gives you points depending on how much damage you do or its experience, but it needs to be fixed. My personal opinion, if you do best on team, it doesn't matter if you do bad or you do good. If you are the top player on your team and your team loses, no matter what, you should not have the ability to lose points. Now that might make people get a extremely high rating score, but in my opinion, I think it's the most fair thing because you should not be doing 4,000, 5,000 damage for a tier 10 battle and having your team completely screw you. And you'll do better than people on the enemy team. You'll do better than everybody on the enemy team. They'll be going up 30, 40 points. And yet you'll be the one that did the best and you'll be going down points. You'll be going down more than people that have a lower rating than you because the lower the rating you have, the more points you can gain, which again, doesn't make a crazy amount of sense judging that you can really quickly climb up, but yet these people that are really skilled can't climb up quickly, so pretty much that bad players can easily catch up if they spam overpowered premiums. That's my biggest issue with the ratings number generator itself, is that you should not be able to lose points if you're a really good player so easily. And that's one of the biggest issues I've always complained about, is that I will do 4,000 damage and still go down points, and yet I'll do 2,000 and go up points. It makes absolutely no sense, so I do not like that part of the ratings. And it also goes for the calibration part. This season I did really, really bad in calibrations. I didn't do bad personally, but my teams did really bad. And while I may have finished on the top of the teams every single time in calibration, my team still screwed me, and I think I lost 8 out of the 10 games in calibration. And because of that, I got a rating of around 3,500. So for the last month, I've had to grind up 2,200 points, which is not the most enjoyable thing you can guess. It's countless hours upon hours of playing, and the season before, I was rated at 4,900 as soon as I started. So how can the rating be so far off, almost 2,000 points off on the rating? And it's really annoying that it can be that far off, because it shouldn't be. It should be pretty on average the same every single time. So I find it kind of weird that the rating calibration can be that bad, and I feel that if you're, again, scoring on the top of your team on all those games, you should be scoring at least 4,000 in the ratings. And it's not fair for people that are really good, that have to deal with bad teams, that they still go down points if they are really good players. So let me know what you guys feel about this, because I personally have been getting more frustrated every single time I've been playing ratings, because the higher you are in score, the harder it is to climb. You get less and less points. I still go up, but it's usually win a game, go up 9 points, lose a game, go down 2. Win a game, go up 9, lose a game, go down 3. So it's something like that where I'll continue to slowly crawl my way up there, but it's going to take me a while to get up there. And then the issue is that you'll have that one bad day where your team just does absolutely awful 4 games in a row, and that's set you back, I don't know, 25, 30 points, so that's going to take you another hour just to climb back to where you were. And I feel that it really shouldn't be like that. If you're a good player in ratings, not even a good player, but an average player, and you're doing good, you know where to push, and your team doesn't know where to go. You tell them where to go, they ignore you, and it's just annoying that teams can be that bad in ratings. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, if you agree that ratings are just absolutely awful. But I just wanted to put this out there because I've been personally really frustrated with ratings. You guys probably saw me on stream yesterday. It was just so bad. Pretty much every game I played I lost. It wasn't my fault necessarily. I may have done bad in 1 or 2 of the games, but overall, usually it's your team that just has zero teamwork. There's no talking, no cooperation. They don't capture the bases. They literally drive straight through the bases just to get the damage out. I'm like, what are you doing? You need to capture the bases in ratings. It is the most important thing. So as I said, let me know in the comments down below if you've been playing ratings and you've been frustrated with the exact same things I'm talking about here. I would love to try and bring this up to Wargaming and see if they could maybe change it somehow. But other than that, guys, I hope you did enjoy this video. As always, if you're not subscribed, please make sure to do so, as it does help out the channel so much. But other than that, guys, I'll see you in the next one. I hope you're all happy and healthy out there.